Hey guys, here we are. We're back here in the Fantasy Workshop once again with the monsters and the spaceships, and we're ready to get going on some more models, building some models. And where we're going to do that, we're going to do that right here on the now empty stage right here. And because we're ready, we've got everything is cleared off. Here's the paint station is ready to go. We've got over here, we've got some rocks and some things that have been cast a long time ago, just kind of ready to go here. Just kind of got all my foliage and my like scenery stuff all pulled out and ready to go. So we've got bags and bags of foliage, and we've got all kinds of stuff that's been pre-made and ready to go. The one thing that I almost forgot about was I was thinking about, okay, how are we going to do all this? We need to put all this together. I got foam, and I have a surplus of foam that I actually keep under the desk here. You can see, if you've seen like all this foam like stacked up under the desk, like wondering what is that all about? Well, that's where I keep my surplus of foam. I just kind of have it all, you know, kind of stacked back there, so I can kind of pull it out, but it's not taking up any space next to the vacuum cleaner there. So the shop vac, that's like a super powerful shop vac. I can, you know, suck up like nuts and bolts with that thing. It's awesome. Anyway, so and it hit me. Well, wait a minute. I have to stick all of this foam together and create stuff. And how am I going to do that? And how did I do that before? And it's been so long since I've done like exterior stuff that I was thinking. I realized, you know what I did? I used great stuff. I used spray foam. That's how I did. I would kind of use spray foam, put it together. You can use plaster. There's a lot of ways to do it. You can use hot glue, but the problem with hot glue is that, first of all, two problems. Hot glue will melt right through it, and that so you can't be too hot, but also you can't carve it. You can carve foam. So I had to run down real quick and go down to the hardware store and get some great stuff. I've got some gap and crack filler. This is mainly so I can just like attach you know, pieces together, and then the big gap filler is for when I really need to fill out an area that I need, you know, to create more volume. And then what happens is that when I fill that all out, I'll go in and like carve, you know, the kind of the rocky shapes that I want. So I've got it. I've got the great stuff, and now with a quick trip to the hardware store, I'm ready to go. I've got everything in place, and I'm ready to get started on the exterior stuff. So what do you say we get right to it? Okay guys, so here we are in the studio. We're at the stage, and you can see right up here my like top cam like aimed down, so that right here, so that you can kind of see the stage and see what's going on. So I put stuff on the stage, you'll kind of be able to see what I'm doing here, and that'll be fun. So got that all set up, ready to go. So let's get to the actual construction and figuring out what all I need here, because I don't know. I'm kind of brainstorming a little bit. First of all, let me show you what we're gonna make. So here we go. This is what we're gonna make. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create this area that just has all of this, like, it's basically like a mushroom forest, like a forest of mushrooms that goes through here. And what you're looking at here is it's some stuff that's already been created here in the corner, and then there are some bits and pieces of concept art that Mitch Malloy did that have been kind of pasted around in the background to kind of show what I want, where the sort of features that I want. But basically, the main thing is what we need is the player character kind of appears here, and then he's gonna like walk through this area here, and there's gonna be some stuff in the foreground here, but mainly what we're gonna build right now is this path area where the player walks through here, and then there's some stuff here, and then they can continue over there, and there's some stuff goes on here, some interactive stuff, and we're gonna get kind of a hint of what goes on in the background there, because that is going to be a separate scene, but we're going to get a little hint of it. We're not going to build that today. Actually, a lot of that already exists right now. So that's just kind of in the background. What we're doing here is this area right here, the foreground sort of forested area. If I don't know, can you have a mushroom forest? I guess you can. A forest of like mushroom formation thingies. A fungi forest. It's yeah, sure, why not? Okay, so this is where it's all gonna happen right here, and I'm gonna get started with some foam, because what we need to do is we need to kind of beef this up and create the basic landscape of it all, you know. So we're gonna need some pieces, some like big panels. Probably not this stuff, but here's a pretty good, like, sizable, chunky piece right here. That's pretty good. So let's consider that a big part of it right there. And then I've got some kind of lower panels that we can use. And you know, this is kind of like creating terrain for RPGs. You know, if you've seen like RPG terrain creation stuff, or maybe that's where you're coming from, that's where you're watching the video. I mean, that's cool. That's kind of the idea here. It's very similar. Difference is that you have to make terrain. RPG terrain has to kind of hold up. You know, it has to take a beating. And this is a little bit different. This is a little bit more sort of free. You're freer to kind of make things look great. They don't really have to be sturdy. You know, like they don't have to hold up to anything. So a little different in that respect. So let's see. I've got a little bit of a lower area here. They can kind of come up to this right here. Let's actually build all this up a little bit more so that we start a little bit higher here. I think, this here and kind of have that come forward so we got a little more ground there, a little bit more going on here, and then so we can have a path that kind of leads up through all the way through here. But I think I'm gonna actually make it a little bigger. I've got a lot of really big pieces. I can cut some of them down, but it'd be nice to not have to. So let's see. So let's start. I mean, this is probably fine. I think this will work just fine for my little like hill up into the big valley area. We can find some ways to extend this just a bit, and a little bit more of a corner here. I really start going through this stuff pretty fast when I'm actually building something. Okay. want to go through here. It's pretty big. That's pretty big. Okay, so let's start sticking this stuff together now. I haven't used great stuff in a little while, but we're going to use the gap filler here. And what do we got here? So must firmly screw straw into place. Very important. Okay, that looks good. I hate it when it's like instructions. Read instructions. Failure to follow instructions. Handle response. Like, what are the freaking instructions? Okay, here we go. That's good. It doesn't say. I can't remember if you're supposed to shake this stuff. I don't think you are, and it doesn't say to. So, oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, never mind. Shake well. Okay, good. Some of this stuff is like, don't shake, whatever you do. Okay, open, close. Right. Green is, wow, these are a little fancier than I remember. That's crazy. Okay. Well, let's shake well, because one must follow the instructions carefully. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start sticking things. I'll start on the left side, I guess, and I'll move to the right. Sound good? That's what I thought. Okay, let's... There we go. See how easy that is? You just kind of squirt some down, and then stick some stuff to it. What was this? I don't know. Talking to myself. Okay. Actually, all this stuff here. Whatever. Yeah, it's good. Stick that down. Okay, so I have a little panel there. Now let's put some here. And that's gonna extend onto this. This stuff is like glue when it really starts to set up. Okay, that's good stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and get some weight. Get some weight put on this stuff. Just to help keep it firmly stuck together and not kind of float apart as it dries. Okay. There's that. Let's start attaching all this down. So let's go ahead and start here. Try to keep this a little more together so I don't get confused about what goes where. Okay, that goes here. There it goes. Here, yeah. Good. Okay. That's working. Now we need to, this needs to be right up in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on the side. There we go. Stick that stuff together there. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. And then that right there, and I'll just see. I got the gap filler so that I wouldn't waste a bunch of the thick stuff on this section. Doing this section, not all this stuff, but we need some weight here so that we can kind of push up against it and have it stay. Okay, that's pretty good. Gets messy, but when it dries, it'll just be solid foam. Because the other stuff, like the normal grade stuff, like the regular, like vanilla, whatever, grape stuff. Great stuff. It's not vanilla. Don't eat it. It's not vanilla. But the basic great stuff. That stuff tends to foam up a lot. I mean a lot. Whereas this kind of foams up a little. That stuff foams up like crazy. I should be wearing gloves because this is actually an adhesive. So it's really sticky and gnarly. There we go. Just make sure that's nice and stuck together down there. Okay, we got some weight there. Let's get some more. Put some weight down right here and here. And there we go. Some weight right there. Okay. So that's good to go there. Let that just dry like it is. And we are gonna need some. Oh, you know what? We're out of shop towels. We need to get some shop towels. Okay. Okay, we got some shop towels here. Well, actually, we're out of shop towels, so we're just using paper towels. Today, our shop towels are just regular paper towels. Let's drag out the trash can, because that's going to get used today. I usually keep this narrow trash can that I use, and I usually just keep it in the storage area, which is the closet. I mean, it's there, I can use it, but, you know, it's just kind of hanging out there. But when I do a project like this, I like to bring it out and have it handy. I'm going to be using it a lot. I told you it's an adhesive. Okay. Okay, so here it is. We've got now the original image right here, so you can see it, and it's basically the character would be like here and walk up here and kind of. So we need this like little path, and the path would be like here, kind of go up this little hilly area, and then that would be the rest of it here, and that would basically be it. Now, I'll dry a little bit. It's not drying very fast. I think it'll be dry in a few minutes, but it definitely doesn't dry up as much as fast as I was hoping it would. So the hot wire tools, basically, what we got is up here. So this is a 360 degrees hot wire foam cutting table is what this is up here. And when I use it, what I do is I just bring it down right here and hook it all up. So here's this. The box always sits right here underneath the. I'll just bring it up here so I can see it. There it is, ready to go. And now we have tools that are like hand tools that are part of this. So let me get those out. Here's one of them. This needs to be restrung, but basically this is a straight edge cutter, like a straight cutting, straight line. This lets you kind of shape it so that you can kind of get different weird shapes in your cut. And then I've got a very thin hot wire knife. And this is a very thick, like needle hot wire knife. So this is probably going to be my best bet for carving through this, because I can kind of make it kind of rough and make it stick out a little bit, and yeah, it's pretty perfect. That's probably all I need. I don't even know. I probably won't need the table today. We'll see. This goes here, and that's the table. So the idea with this is that you can kind of cut stuff through the table, but you can also do all kinds of other cool things, like you can put this like bar here and run stuff, you know, across it. You could put the bar down and then clamp this to it, and then use like a nail through here, and if this is like clamped down to that bar, it's not going anywhere. You can stick something here and rotate it on that nail and get a perfect circle, you know, or whatever you want it to do. So there are a lot of cool ways to use this, a lot of cool things that it can do. But yeah, I think my main tool today is going to be this tool right here. And we got to get a look at how it's going to work. So it has a heat little potentiometer there to select the heat, and then you've got an on-off button on the tool itself. And I can already smell it, so it's definitely on and ready to go. I like to keep all my tools basically just ready to go all the time. I don't like to have any of my tools be in, you know, in such a state that I have to kind of go mess with it to get it to be usable. You know, I just like to have it always ready to go, on the ready. So yeah, the idea here is that, like, if I wanted to carve a little area through here, I could just run this through here, and then there we go. Nice little rocky shape there. Now there's going to be little holes and things all through here. That's fine. That's not a problem. Just fill those in as we go, or fill those in later, actually. Let's see if we can maybe improve this slope a bit, though. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm not even... Well, I want to be careful about... See, I could do this, but the problem with that is that if I carve into it, I'm just going to have nothing underneath. So if I bulk it up with, you know, actual bulk, I can come through and carve it and, you know, do all I want to it, and do lots more to it. Kind of get it in the shape that I want. I'm going to go ahead and... This could be actually hotter and cut faster, but it's a very thick gauge wire so that you can bend it. But I don't know if that's really the best gauge to use right now. We'll see. So this... Oh, I never closed it. Okay, that's why. That's why. Do that. Okay, let's go ahead. Stick that down. Stick that down. Outdoor is pretty cool because it's just really... You can be kind of sloppy with it or whatever. It's very forgiving. Because I'm really just kind of putting down shapes that are going to become something as I sculpt away at it. But it's going to start off as just whatever. As big globs of foam. That's what I want. A good base to work from. So let's get more bulk in here. And honestly, I could just leave some of this foaming agent. Just, I mean, it'll carve just like the other foam, so it'll all carve it all. So, you know, I could just use it to fill in gaps or whatever. It is in fact gap filler. And then I can come back later and carve that just like anything else. This other foam that is. Yeah, it's getting drier. Let's stick a little bit. Let's get this little corner here. There we go. So I'll come along and just kind of step that up a little more. This down. Really kind of starting to spread it out more now. That's good. Oh, that's too big. Well, one other thing I can do though is like take this and just use it this way to kind of blunt side down to kind of keep things in place. Well, that's kind of what it's made for, is to hold things in place. Or actually, they're really just made to mark a certain spot, but whatever, works. All right. So that's pretty good. We can work with that. What I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to start just kind of working with this basic area here, taking away chunks. To make it kind of a little more, you know, rocky and natural. Okay, so it's looking good. This whole surface here is kind of smoothed out and ready for the next like layer of stuff that I'm going to do to it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually put a base coat of like a brown grayish dark, you know, earthy tone underneath, my foliage and stuff will kind of blend in better, and you won't, you know, see white underneath. You really don't want to just like see a bunch of white gunk underneath. So here we go. Gonna start with some brown. Now, this isn't good. I don't have a whole lot of brown left, but got a lot of other colors to work with, so I can make a little extra if I need to. Definitely need to go hit the store and get a lot more brown and a few more colors, a few other colors. I'm actually out of the big yellow, so that's not good. I have a lot of red, so we'll put a little red in here, put a little extra yellow in here. This is just some spare, like, yeah, El Cheapo stuff. I don't use nice paints for this kind of work. Like I use that's a gloss. I don't want to use gloss. I just use super cheap paint for painting these sort of environmental, you know, areas. Environmental models, you know, you just don't need to get all crazy with really nice paint. So I'm gonna mix this up a bit, and this is turning out to be a really good kind of light brown, which is great because I can darken this, no problem. Okay, so that's it. I've got the base carved here. It's all kind of shaped and rocky looking and ready to be the base for, you know, big, you know, vine jungly area with lots of mushrooms and everything. And I've got the base coat down so that it doesn't, you know, the white isn't sticking out anymore, and I'm ready to just kind of start laying on greenery because I've got a nice base of mud there. And with greenery, since I mentioned greenery, here we go. I've just got like tons and tons of this stuff ready and waiting to be used. I've been holding on to this stuff for a long time, you know, for the next time that I might have had some, you know, swamp type areas to do or jungle areas. I knew I wasn't completely done, and sure enough, I've been doing some redesigns. Like I said, I've got some new areas that I need to create. So I will be doing this, starting to lay this stuff down and creating kind of a jungly, foresty sort of area look right here on this set. And probably putting some mushroom pieces down, but also I don't know, I may photograph like a lot of mushrooms, rephotograph them. I may move them around, you know, so that I get some of the same mushrooms photographed in different positions. That's just something I've done a lot so far in all of this. And but I think it's going to look pretty cool. I'm going to come in and probably dry brush some of the rocks a little bit, and, you know, so the edges and the craggy kind of look sticks out a bit, you know. But I'm going to leave the base, the ground base, kind of dark and brown, and just start laying over grass and, you know, hanging foliage, and probably try to work some sort of tree stuff in there. And one thing I have to do is I have to start figuring out how to recreate the idea of the stalks. I never really created stalks for the mushrooms. What I did is I created something that I can just like kind of photograph. It's right here actually, and it's not really the proper scale to fit with the mushrooms that I have. It always ends up being much smaller than the mushrooms, but it's just something that I've created completely in Photoshop by photographing things separately and using them as a basis for like a digital painting. So I don't know, I might just go ahead and create some stalks for the mushrooms in that style, but smaller, so that I can have it all there at once and not have to photograph all this stuff separately. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that yet, but you know, I'll figure it out. Anyway, that's the base, and like I said, I'll be back soon with the foliage, the greenery, and all of that stuff. And I'll come back and lay all that down and start doing all that stuff. It would be like doing yard work, but much smaller. So in the meantime, thanks for joining me here. Thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to know the next time that I post a video. Hit the bell so that you'll be alerted. And I will see you next flight.